Hi everyone, yes, Jason Pegler, just here to tell you about, this is the final video that I'm giving regarding the promotion of the one-day writing and recovery seminar that I'm running. And for those of you who are already attending, I'm really looking forward to meeting you. If I haven't met you before, it'd be great to catch up if I haven't met you before. And it's just going to be so excited. We're going to be sharing our mental health experiences and having a wonderful time writing together. And I'll be sharing some unlimited confidence techniques with you to help develop your writing and also make you think about writing higher value products. So instead of just writing poetry books or biographies, autobiographies, and the usual, I guess, or fiction, non-fiction, what I'm going to be encouraging you to do, which is really exciting, is to write home study courses and training manuals and things like this. Because I really believe that it's time that the mental health evolution turned into the mental health revolution. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is I'm really passionate, as I know you are, I know you're passionate about improving mental health services so that if you were going through the same experience again, God forbid, where you had to have a mental health experience, you had a mental health diagnosis, or you may or may not have been given a diagnosis, but whatever kind of treatment that you had, that you would, however you were kind of picked up, whether it was through your friends or family who were concerned about you, or you ended up going to a doctor's, or being put on a section, or whatever it is, or whatever it was. But can you imagine, even when you went into hospital, you might have been totally confused, you didn't know what was going on, you weren't in a state to comprehend what was going on, and even if you were, you may have felt that your human rights, I know I did, were totally violated against. I mean, even a couple of times I went in voluntarily, and I thought I was a volunteer patient, but I wasn't really. I was kind of felt like I was on section. So all these kinds of things, well, if we can get into a position where what we're doing really at Chipmunka is we're pioneering the mental health service user literary voice. So, and by finding as many ambassadors as we can and bringing each person to as high a level as they can, so they can be as powerful as they can in their own niche, we're putting mental health service users in a position more quickly where they will be running the future of mental health services. So this is, of course, within all the mental health charities, there's service user groups, service user forums, service user-led charities. What I'm talking about is within the NHS, within psychiatry, within psychology, within NLP, all these, CBT, all these areas. What I believe is best is, how do we get to a stage where we have the most compassionate, understanding treatment of someone with a mental illness? Well, it's by building a rapport, and it's by that person being treated as a human being, and not every time, but 9 times out of 10, the only way that rapport will be built is going to be through someone who is absolutely, totally understands the person's point of view. And you can get that through mirroring and understanding and compassion and good training and things like that. But to be honest, in my experience, it happened, and I think a lot of other people's experiences as well, that happens quite rarely. I was very fortunate with my psychiatrist. It happened, he built a real good rapport with me, and that was kind of in many ways the beginning of my recovery. But I think I was quite lucky in that way because I didn't really find that. And I would say, what percentage of mental health nurses have I felt really cared about me and my condition? I would say probably one in each psychiatric ward that I've been in. So, what have I been in? 5 different psychiatric wards over the years. The last one was in June 2000, and I would only say 1 out of 30 nurses had a real compassion, and I would guess that's because they had their own experience, or they're just compassionate human beings. But more often than not, it's because they've had a similar experience or someone in their family has. So, what I'm saying is, by coming to this seminar, I'm going to enable you to. I'll give you some strategies and some tools and techniques and the confidence and the actions as well to be in a position where you feel like you may have written some books on schizophrenia, for example, and they may have been fiction, non-fiction, or some poetry. Well, don't you think the reader, if anyone hears about your books, they want to know, what does it feel like to live with schizophrenia? And then what strategies can you have for coping with it? For managing it, conquering it, coping with it, whatever level that you're at. And then can you think of exercises to demonstrate how people feel and then how they can cope with it? And there's some great tools and strategies that I can show you that will be really excited to share. Feel free as well to bring any material that you have. If you've got a rucksack full of material that you've written, or you bring your computer, whatever format it's in, just bring it to me. If there's so much you're not sure what to do with it, then just put it in like a contents of what each thing is, how many words is, or how many pages it is, what your titles are, things like that. Because what I'll also be revealing in this workshop is I'll be suggesting as well better titles as well. So, because some titles sell better than others, and this is something that I'm learning more and more every day, and I've been thinking about this for a long time and testing this more and more over the years. And think about meeting other like-minded people who are writing that you can challenge yourself with as well. So you might say, look, I'm going to commit to finishing my book within a month of the seminar, and then partner up with someone there as well. Like, you can coach each other to make sure that you both deliver on it. So I think that's really exciting as well. And it's finding a like-minded person who can help you. Of course, remember, you can, if you really want to come and you're a little bit nervous about it, then bring carer along, or bring a brother or sister or friend, to help. They can try the exercise too. So that's absolutely fine. I'm absolutely fine with that. You need to buy 1 ticket each, but I'm really, we've got people that do that every now and then, and I think that's really good. Also, if you are working in mental health, so if maybe you're a mental health nurse and you want to understand patients a little bit more, how they feel, or you're a mental health advocate and you want to get into the mindset of a service user and how they think, or you work for a mental health charity and you want to figure out how to compile an anthology of poetry for your group, then this is relevant to you. And if you work for a similar organisation, like a homeless organisation or something, think how that you can, this is a way that you can help serve your users by picking up some strategies and then bring your data together, collect it together, and then I can turn it into a book for you. So it's a great service to your clients and a promotion for your organisation as well. And let me just give you an example, a little bit of detail of the creative writing prompts, some examples. So, I'm proud of who I am because. I'm proud of my mental illness because it makes me more sensitive as a human being. I have a happy outlook on life because. So what we want is sentences that start with that are really happy, and that can really focus how you are when you're writing. I think that's really important to feel that you can start off happily. It's really important within this seminar. Because a lot of books don't start like that. A lot of books start really confusing, and what I want us to do with the time together is to share something, different positive things. So you write something, and then a few minutes later you'll find that you get in a state of flow. And some people are so quick that I've had people who they'll write a page, every 3 minutes they'll put their hand up and they'll have written something else, so they've started something else. So get in a state of flow. And I want everyone to introduce themselves as well, and just say why they are at the seminar for the day and what they want to get out of the seminar. So it's limited to a small number of people, so that's a really good thing, which means that the more specific you are in the beginning and you say what you want to get out of it, then the better outcomes you can get on the day. So if it's, you've got one particular kind of set text that you want to work on, then that's really good. If you just don't know where to start, you haven't got a clue where to start, but you know you want to write about something, that's good. There'll be flexibility on the day. So there's a certain system where we'll be doing some creative writing prompts. I'll be showing you some techniques, some unlimited confidence techniques, some happiness techniques, some ways of visualizing, finishing your book, techniques that I've done to get into flow and to finish my books and to avoid the writer's block, the dreaded writer's blocks. So techniques like that are really useful. But there will be flexibility as well. And for those of you who can't make it, then keep a lookout, because we'll be recording it, so it will be available on CD and DVD in the future for those of you who find it difficult to come to London, who find it difficult to come to the UK. And I do plan on running more of them. I think in one day you can get quite a lot done. There's 3-day seminars that I'm running as well, which are more detailed, where you learn more about marketing and promoting yourself and your own niche as well. So we'll touch on those a little bit in this one day. But of course, in one day there's only so much you can get done. And builds a rapport with each other. So what I'd like to say is to urge you, if you've been umming and ahhing about this for a while now, I just want you to think for a minute, what is the reason that's been holding you back? Is it because you think, well, I'd like to do that, but I can't afford it? If that's the reason, think about it again and think, well, if I commit to coming to this, what could I gain from it? If you found you became much more focused on your writing and had some new techniques that you never even thought of. Wouldn't you want to get the most out of this event? And then imagine all the energy you get from the commitment of going, from turning up on the day, having a great experience on the day, and then everything you've learned, and then going away and taking massive action from the event. If you're thinking, well, I'd like to go to that, but I can't get time off work. Well, what do you take your other days off work for? Would your work support you for going? Could you somehow persuade your work to enable this to be part of your training at work? Okay, it might be good for your mental health to go. It might even be good for your work, what you do at work, to go. Talk to your boss, talk to your manager, if you're really passionate about going. If you're thinking, well, I'd like to do that, but I don't need to do it now, have a think about, well, what are you doing instead? Are you sitting on the fence because you're procrastinating? If you're thinking, well, I'd like to go, but I might go next time. I'm not sure when I'm running this event again, and next time I run it, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more expensive, because it does take a lot. It takes a lot of time up, and I feel I've given it to be honest, too low a price, because there's a lot of energy that goes into it. There's a lot of commitment that goes into it, and in here it's going to be quite intense as well. It's going to be a great experience. There's a lot going into it. Really think about your writing and how you want to develop a writer. So whatever your stage you're at, if you've not written anything before, then you've got a great template to go straight into recovery writing, or mental health writing per se, or Chipmunka writing. You'll get to see different ways that you can write as well. I'm so happy when I'm actually writing. I find I'm in a completely different world. It's though I lose all sense of my self, all sense of my fear. I lose all sense of time, all sense of confusion, doubt, I lose the sense of almost of being a human being, because I go into a state of flow and creativity where I'm just pulling out ideas. They seem to come from like specks from the universe, just coming to my mind, and the moment I'm writing or typing or these days, it just feels such an energy, and when I see the words go up, I'm constantly thinking of something else. So one tip I would give you now is that just write the first thing that comes into your head. So as a rule, so don't sit there for ages and think, what am I going to write about now? If you're writing a novel, then really you should kind of have the plot mapped out so you know where you're going. If you're writing a memoir, it's coming from the heart, right? And if you're writing poetry as well, you might have a particular form that you're using, but your poetry is really coming from your imagination. And even if you're doing a home study course, you might have a format where you split up into 10 different ways of doing something. But each of those ways, there's still going to be creativity needed to inspire the reader to get to the next level, or to break through to the next level, or to get to the next hurdle. So when you're typing, just keep going. And okay, if you can stop and reread what you've written, but don't go back and delete too much and get worried about the syntax and everything being perfect. Just keep going with the flow, because that is something that I really, really recommend, because you'll get more down, and then otherwise there'll be ideas that you've had that you've lost that you'll lose forever. And when you've completed, when you feel happy with the session, then you can say, okay, the next time I'm going to start writing, then I'll go back in and edit a little bit. Or you might say, well, I'll do that once a week, so I'll go in flow for the week, and then once a week I'll just go back and edit it a little bit, and then keep your original version as well, and then save it as version 2, version 3, version 4. So, because you might go back and prefer the original version. I know in fact, when I wrote the original version of A Can of Madness, I showed it to several people, and one or two of them preferred the original version because they said it was more raw. I've never actually published that version, but I have been tempted to. I might do it. Might do it sometime in the future, you know. I guess there's still one or two things in there that don't want the world to know yet. But I think the main reason why in the seminar, if we start off with something happy, we're all going to be in a happy place while we're writing. I think that's really important, because what we do when I've done events like this is find people feed off each other's energy, which is just great, and then we're all kind of on the same page of positivity, and we can encourage each other. And of course, there's, you know, the reason why we're coming into you know, we're all in a safe place. Okay, so feel free to reveal what you want to reveal on the day. You don't have to reveal everything, but just say what you feel comfortable about yourself. But try and give enough so that you feel that you're sharing something, but that I can help you, because I will sense if there's something you really don't want to share that you're too nervous about. I will sense that, so I won't force it out of you. We're not going to force it out of you, but just try and you know, make us aware that there's something. And what I find is that sometimes people really break through. Like the last one of these events that I had a woman who had I don't want to go into too much detail about it because I want to keep it kind of anonymous, but there's a woman who had kept a personal secret for 30 years, and she actually wrote it out and read it out during the group, and she was so happy that that she read it out, and she was in tears of joy, actually, and she was so happy. So I, you know, gave her a hug and stuff. She was so happy because she'd managed to share something that had been bugging her for 30 years, and she could understand herself better, and she knew she didn't need to feel the way she felt about it anymore. So by writing about it in a positive way, she'd snapped out of it completely. And this person has grown from strength to strength since the event. So, and I feel the real reason for that is because she felt comfortable, okay, in a group where there's other like-minded people who've had intense experiences, So she felt she could share. She knew she wasn't forced to share, but it was her choice. And other people would be supportive of her, whatever she'd wrote. Other people would be supportive of her and empathise with her and celebrate with her. And that can give you immense self-esteem, because if you're on your own for such a long time with some kind of thought, some kind of paralysis of thought, or something getting you down, or something making you feel negative about something, then it can really play on you. But if you know that you're going to share it, you can just get such positive sensation out of it. And always use the term quite often, you can make a 1 degree shift one day, and then if you look back a year or two, you can make a big shift. But if you come to this event and you just get something down, who's to say you can't make a huge shift there and then in that day? Because it is in our decisions, and our actions, that it's the decisions and actions that we take is where we end up in life. So I urge you, please, if you're thinking about, I'd like to come to this, but I just, I'm not really sure, I'd really like to, but I'm not so sure. Please take a decision, go to the website, pay for it. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. You really won't. I know that you won't. I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. There's plenty of other things that I could be doing, but I know this works, and that's why I want you there. I'm so excited about it. God, it's not long now as well. I'm really buzzing about it. I think it's, what's really nice is there'll be people of all different ages there. So, I've had people, look at the people that I'm publishing. I've got people who are quite a few teenagers. I normally wait till people are at least 17, so they're sure it's what they want. And then I think the oldest author is 88 that we have, or something. So, and we've got quite a few authors in their late 70s, and all different ages, all different backgrounds. So there'd be people from different cultures there. There'd be people who've travelled from all around the country, even from different countries, and people from all different walks of life. You've got all different experiences, and different nationalities, different experiences, and we bring that all together to share one amazing day together. And that day is in our memory banks forever. We've got that day together forever, and that's the beginning of a seed, of a new seed, a new road, if you like, to recovery. And it is a really powerful road as well, and one that can get more and more powerful as the further you go down it. It's really, really going to be a great event, and I'd hate anyone to regret the fact that they didn't go on it and hear a year or two later that someone else went on it and it transformed their life, and they didn't get around to it. I mean, we've got authors from different countries all over the world, all continents, all over the place. And what I really urge you to do is that if you're just thinking, oh yeah, I'm not good enough, or oh, I'd like to write, but I'm not good enough, and or Jason won't publish me, or you won't think I'm good enough, or I'm just not good enough. People tell me I'm not good enough. I've got nothing. Or just urge you, just to let you, I would not be talking to you now if I didn't believe that everyone could do this. I think the most kind of some of the emails that kind of affect me the most in some ways are when someone emails me and says, "Oh, hi Jason, I read A Can of Madness." I don't know, I'll give you an example of an email I had recently. So a woman wrote to me and said, "Hi, I'm Jason, hi Jason, I'm 62 years of age, and I read A Can of Madness 5 years ago, and it was just amazing. It really helped me understand my own condition and realise that I'm not on my own. And 3 years ago I started writing something, and I've got halfway through it, and I'm not sure if it's any good or not. And it's taken me 2 years to plug up the confidence to finally email you." Seriously, I get an email like that once a week. I get something like that. Just thinking, oh my God, why didn't that person contact me 5 years ago or 2 years ago? Because I'm here, I'm there every day. I want to just straight away I reply back and say, please, send it to me, let me see it. And that can build a confidence level up, of course, and it does, but if you come and meet me for the day, that's going to take you to a level quicker. I mean, some people, they'll just take action on an email, but some won't, you see. Some people like a more visual, and they need to see someone and meet someone to feel that they can do it. That's why I'm running the seminar. That's why I'm running these seminars, to meet people face to face, to look them smack in the eye, see what they're writing, and give them the confidence that they can write, they can finish a book, they can turn their books into home study courses, they can be focused enough so that, because I want to publish them, because I want to give them a voice, and I want them to become a mental health ambassador so they can help more people with their condition, and I want them to eventually to learn how to market themselves properly as well, that is another huge step, because anyone could write a book really, but most people don't, okay? And then of course most people don't get the book published, and then when you get the book published, most people can't market themselves, so that's another huge curve. But I feel that if you were coming to Chipmunka for the first time, or if you're an existing author, you would benefit from this one-day event. I think you'll get so much out of it, because I'm going to be sharing all these positive techniques that I've used to conquer my bipolar as well, which I'll be publicising that kind of line of thought a lot more in the next few years. But it's really good to get in there now. And it's interesting who we've got coming, actually. We've got kind of people from the educational sector who come in and who are looking at their own kind of courses that they run and looking on improving that. Then service user and carers, then existing authors who are at a certain level, existing authors who are at a higher level, and a whole range of people, different ages, completely different ages. I mean, some people a lot younger than me, and some people a lot older than me. It's great. We all have this common bond, right? We all want to make a contribution to the world and make the world a better place. We all want to make our own contribution to the world, have our own identity within it. We all want to feel that we can do something useful with our experiences, and we can pass on some wisdom about what we've gone through. I really hope that you can be part of this. I'm just trying to think, is there anything that I haven't explained? There must be something that I haven't explained. Or is there any more reasons why? Is there any more reasons why you would want to attend? Maybe you want to develop your own creative writing group and you're not sure how to do it. This can give you some tips to do that. And I remember I think in the earlier video I said we're all going to smile for 5 minutes at the start as well. So that's going to be really funny, because we want to be in a peak state while we're doing this, you see. I want you to be in a peak state while we're doing it. That's really important, because how can you write something positive if you're like slumped and go, you've been rushing to get to the seminar and you're not really sure where you are. You wanted to go to the toilet or something. You haven't got your pencils ready, or your computer's not charged, or you're in a panic, or you sat in the wrong seat, or you can't see properly. You're worrying about all these things. What are people going to think of you? Oh my God. Well, relax. I'm going to be there running it. You're going to meet my team. Get there beforehand. We can have a chat beforehand. That's fine. Even when it's finished, you can stay after and ask a few questions. I'll be really helpful. I'll be giving you a survey so that you can really interested exactly what you think of it, in the different areas, how what you liked about it, how you think it can even be improved, what you suggest for the next time, how you think other people could benefit from it, a testimonial from you as well would be really useful. And that won't take up much time though, because I want you to get the most out of the day. And it's just so exciting, it's all together writing away, and I'm going to be writing as well. It's going to help me to write something new. It'll probably help me write several new products actually. And if I get really excited, I'll commit to publishing them at the same time as someone else as well, if I can find a common theme, I think. And have you been to something like this before? Because I feel that it's really original. It's writing and recovery in the the Chipmunka way, with the techniques that I've learned. So I feel it's really is an original seminar, and there's not really anything like it. And I would be really interested to know if there is something similar, and if there is, please put a comment on this video and let me see it, because I want to know other people who are doing similar things, and maybe I can help them as well, help their clients as well. I think we can make a huge difference. And I would like to have the seminars that I'm running now to train people up in them. So now with the 3-day seminar that I do after this, there's an opportunity where you can qualify in Chipmunkapublishing empowerment, mental health empowerment, and then you can have a license to go and develop these seminars across the country. And that's something I'm really excited about, because I would like them to happen in every city, within every mental health trust, local libraries, coffee mornings, you name it. I want people writing, because writing saved my life. You know, it gave me a life. Before I wrote everything down, I was just thinking, oh, my life isn't what it should be because I got diagnosed with manic depression. As soon as I started writing, I got all that off my chest, and it was like, okay, so I've got manic depression, and I've written a book about it, done and dusted. Now I'll get on with my life. And then it just so happened my life turned into promoting my book on manic depression and publishing other people with mental illness into this mental health crusade, which is, you know, which I feel very lucky about, really. And as exhausting as it is sometimes, I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. I'm committed to this. So, and I think it's pretty obvious how hard I've worked over, you know, since 2001. It's pretty obvious if you look at Chipmunka website, if you see how much we've published. It's pretty obvious I'm committed to this for life. So if you really want to share your energy, share your soul on the day with me, then jump aboard and enjoy it, and with other people as well. You can meet a friend for life there, you know. And if that friend for life is 30 or 40 years older or younger than you, then that's even, you know, even more remarkable, isn't it? Shows the power of sharing, energy and writing and celebrating mental health experiences. And it'll be something you can cherish, something that you can keep forever, an experience that we can have together forever. And for people who've had a deep mental health experience, I think that's a nice thing. Because if I look at most of my experiences with it, okay, they're kind of obviously the ones in hospital and things like that, and you know, what did I have, like a year in psychiatric wards and 2 years suicidal. I had my 18th birthday, my eyes were like this. You know, photos of my 18th birthday, I'll never look at them because I was just really ill in hospital. And then, you know, when I graduated from university, I was sleeping in the psychiatric ward. I come out for the day. I mean, how tragic is that, you know? But I'm not saying that to say sorry about myself. I'm saying that to show you that I've been there and I know what it feels like, you know. And but I'm prepared to share it with you on the day. I'm prepared to let it out again and share it, but show what I've learned from it and show how I've made it positive, and show how I've managed to turn that negative into a positive. I'm not saying being a positive all of the time, but you can certainly, you know, be positive most of the time. You can look at the ups and downs and then be positive most of the time, and take action and be positive most of the time. That's what I'm talking about. And I think there's a huge difference, because a lot of people are slightly unconscious and now they have limiting beliefs, and this is not what this seminar is about. It's about letting go of those limited beliefs. It's not about typing a few words on a computer and saying I'm going to finish a book and then maybe get that book done. It's about breaking down fear and breaking down limiting beliefs. And it's, you know, some of the new products that I'm developing are about this as well. But you can read the product, you can watch the CD, you can watch the DVD, and you won't get as much out of it as if you spend a day experiencing it. It's like with anything, if you spend a day experiencing it with me, then you'll get more out of it. It will just sink in, it'll just go straight into your soul, into your heart, into your mind, into your memory, into you'll program itself into your mind more. And I spend a lot of time driving around listening to motivational, personal development stuff. I mean, like all the time. I mean, I never have the radio on. Never listen to music in the car anymore. I mean, I'll give you an example now. I'll show you what I listen to, okay? I'm not going to put it on. And you might think, well, hang on, Jason, this is what's in a writing and recovery seminar. See, look, I've got my Kindle here. But I just want to, because this is about writing and recovery and writing products and product development and little tips about marketing, but more about, because it's about like thinking of something, focusing on it and taking action. But let me just share with you some of my personal development things in here. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but what have I got? Success Principles, Jack Canfield, 5 CDs. Do you know who he is? Well, Chicken Soup for the Soul. I mean, millions of copies that he sold. Then I've got Neuro-linguistic Programming with David Shepard. I mean, he's quite old school. He's set his program up in like 1993, I think. That's about heart breathing. That is cool stuff from Hawaii. Zig Ziglar, See You at the Top. Zig Ziglar, one of old school personal development. I mean, he is one of the kings. And he did a 9-year tour with Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy did the marketing in the States. They had like 45,000 people, I think, at every event for 9 years, or something ridiculous. So at least 25,000 people. Then we've got Flo, Nightingale Conan product. This guy's an academic. Can't say his name very well. Michaelis Sentimhalia is amazing stuff, right? Brian Tracy, the guru, the best-selling audio CD person of all time. Advanced selling strategies. How to raise happy, healthy, and self-confident children. Jim Rohn, Art of Successful Living, The Art of Exceptional Living. I've played that so many times I've lost count. Les Brown, amazing story of that guy. Richard Bandler, Secrets of Success, okay, inventor of NLP, had me up on stage recently. That was brilliant. Then we have Riches. Oh, I can't remember her name. Riches. The 7 Secrets of Wealth You Were Never Told. It's like a compilation of how people became millionaires. I've met her and I can't remember. Oh, Jill Fielding. Yeah, I've met her a few times. She's English. 7 Habits of Happy Kids. Sean Covey. Stephen Covey's son. Inside the Secrets of Selling to Millionaires. Inside the Circle. Dan Kennedy. GKIC members reveal his business transformation. Bill Glazier. Bill Glazer, yeah, of course. Dan Kennedy's partner. David Shepard, again, Ether. That is heart breathing. Peter Thompson, The Ultimate Lead Generation System. Blimey. That is 4 hours. That is great stuff. Talking to Toddlers. NLP. Brian Tracy, The New Psychology of Achievement. Compressed. That is compressed into like 45 minutes. What else we got here? Peter Thompson, Achiever's Edge. Anthony Robbins, Unlimited Power. Anthony Robbins, Lessons in Mastery. Anthony Robbins, More Lessons in Mastery. Your Daily Confidence Workout, Paul McKenna. The Power to Go for Anything You Want, Paul McKenna. Confidence in the Real World, Paul McKenna. The Secrets of Naturally Confident People, Paul McKenna. He's a friend of mine. Lucky to know him. Brilliant. Stephen Fry introduced me. Very kind of him. A bit of music there actually in that one. Then The 8th Habit, Stephen Covey. That is brilliant for anyone with their own business. Then 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, Steve Chandler. That is amazing stuff. Then we have, I just want to make sure we can see this. There you go. So the more I move it around, the less you can see it. So 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. Oh yeah, 100 Ways to Motivate Others. Because you've got to motivate others if you motivate yourself and vice versa. Then, what's this? Dan Bradbury Limited. The Coach's Voice, Laura Spicer. How to Get Massive TV, Radio and Newspaper Exposure for Your Business, Judy May Murphy. Yeah, I met her and Dan. And of course, Andy Harrington. How to Sell from the Platform. How to Recession-Proof Your Coaching Business, Dan Bradbury. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Yeah, more Andy Harrington. How to Make $5,000 every time you speak. Andy Harrington, Master Speakers Academy. And like one really good one now on how to run your own seminars as well. And so there's just a few. That's just a few. That's just one of these. I've got 4 of these. This is just the one that's in the car. And then I've got ones with DVDs as well. And then of course I've got the, ones on the iPhone, the iPod, the iPad and the Mac, turning Mac crazy, and then the PC as well. So that's just an example of, I'm just trying to give you an example of what's in my head. So you might think that you're just coming to write some stuff that you haven't got around to writing, or you might feel that you're gonna, you'd like to come to the seminar, and it might help you write something not got around to you, but you could write it from home. And it's not like that. This is going to give you an experience that you've never ever had in your life. So, and for those of you who are into personal development, you can probably understand slightly what it might be like now just by listening to what I was talking about with all that kind of stuff. But that's just a small snippet of the personal development that's in my head that I've been developing for well over a decade, and I'm sharing that with you on the day, and we're getting immersed into that while we're writing, and that kind of that kind of positive energy, chi, chakra, being, now, presence, unconscious, superconscious, conscious thought, like everything. We're getting into all that together. So that's what's great about this. So you come to this event, you're going to get to a level where you can not only inspire yourself, but you're going to inspire everyone around you, because you're going to be buzzing. And you can take yourself to a new level, and you can grow, because by going to that event, you're going to be more connected to me, and you're going to be able to inspire more people in the mental health movement. You're going to be able to inspire more Chipmunka authors. You're going to be able to get your products out quicker. You're going to have the confidence for them to reach more people. It's just going to be a springboard for success and for living the life that you want to more and more. And this is really, really crucial. So I want to make this video an hour long, because I think that's just that's a good deal of content to listen to. And we've got 5 minutes left now, so I just want you to think, if there are any other reasons why you might not want to go. Just think of all the advantages that I've told you and there's not long to go now. You've really got to make a decision now, because there might not be any places left if you leave it. If you leave it for, you know, a few days, there might not be any left. So now, wherever you see this, if you see on you know, social network or whatever, just go to the link on the website, the seminar link that you see, and just go for it. Just please, and I promise you, you'll be totally thrilled that you attend the day. And it's great thing is, because it's not long away, it's going to happen really quickly. So you're going to have so much energy in you anyway. If you booked it a while ago, that's great as well, because you've been looking forward to it all this time. But if you do it now, you're gonna still be on a roll, and then just go for it is what I can say. And I'll give you everything from my heart, body, and soul on that day, and from all my confidence, everything that I've got in me. I'll give you everything, and I just like to see you there. I want to see you there, and I want to see you smile, and I want to see the difference that it makes in your life. And one woman at one of these events, like the last event, like last time I did an event like this, I had 2/3 of the people who attended email me that evening saying how great they thought it was, and then with some of their writings that they were developing or had the confidence to send finally. And one woman said she was crying on the way home because she didn't want it to end. And this is someone who was told that they should stop writing by their psychologist, that they should just give it up. And this is someone who's really talented, you know, and helps a lot of people, and even even helped, met and helped quite a few famous people actually, believe it or not, in a different industry. So, you know, just think about it. You have no limitations. You can get to where you want. You can really get to where you want, and you can go for it. And I've got 2.5 minutes left now. What am I going to say in 2.5 minutes to convince you to come? Well, like I said, there's limited places. You're an unlimited person, and you've really got to make a decision now. Do you want to be one of the 94%ers, or do you want to be one of the 6%ers? Do you want to be one of the top 6% of people who just take action on a decision and go for it? And well, now is the time to make your mind up and go for it. Go to this Chipmunka, CHIPMUNKA.com, and hit the products page, hit the paperback page, and then find the seminar button, and then find the seminar there. Or go to the direct link that you see after this video, on a link after this video, and just, you know, it will be great to see you there. I know that if you're smiling now, and you just go for it. I mean, it's a bargain. It is a bargain. There's no doubt about it. It's an absolute bargain. You're getting a real bargain here. I could be charging 5 times as much for this seminar, and it would sell out. And I've undervalued it, and I'm not going to be undervaluing it again. You know, I really want you to get the most out of it, and I just, you know, I know it delivers such good value. So, just probably got about 1 minute left now. So, 45 seconds of how can you have a great time at the seminar? Just, you know, turn up, enjoy it, feel the rush, feel the buzz. Get your creative hat on, get your creative fantasy hat on, and start writing, and then share that unlimited confidence with me. I'll share that unlimited confidence with you. You'll be sharing it with me, because I'll be programming it into you, and you'll be loving it. You'll be loving it. And then you can be part of the Chipmunka family for the rest of your life. You can be a mental health ambassador for the rest of your life. And I'll support you. If you want to support other people with mental illness, I'll support you for the rest of your life. Okay, so please come to the seminar. This is Jason, over and out. Love you lots. If you don't come, CD and DVD, but come to the seminar. I'll tell you, you're missing out if you don't. Okay, love you lots. Take care. That's Jason. That's an hour.